Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track by an act named Archer titled M.I.C. And if we switch over to here, we have ourselves a track on Spotify. We're going to listen through it from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Nice work with the filtered piano. Interesting melodic high. Strings on the sides, good use of panning.
Mass effect, sass eject, grassy flex, fast effect. I'll fuck a decade debris, cut shot and bisect, kill and spray you roaches, answer fleas, toast the roaches, fleeing me. You should confess and reflect while I fucking kill your insects while vaping.
Oh, okay, cool. I was just confirming a few things with like regards to what he was talking about, the tone of his voice, etc. It sounds good so far.
Cyanate, beta my carbonates, got the vapor in my lungs, nervous feeling and a ton of pain. My brain's getting jump bombs are falling from the plane. Battleships are being sunk till not a single one remains. Gyms beaming, flies are screening, seems here three. What am I seeing? Am I season? Am I mycelium? See me MCing on the M.I.C. and E40 in my drink, the MVP with candy and sugar in my tea. Have a LIVED. Get the E.
I'm just getting used to those 808s and the drums as well. The filtering's nice. You know, it's very smooth sounding so far, you know. Nice use of Foley with the gunshots.
3 times and wrapped around a tray. Right off the car keys, get a new one just for me. Paid in full for free, you'll see. We all agree to a degree. That's just how it be. Light bulb, there's a scheme to be legit and shit. Get the click, then flip the switch and fucking kill that bitch. What's missing? A mic check on a mission for my check. Got shit pressing on my chest, so shit is just a pair of breasts. You'll find me on the M.I.C. in the city, sipping Hennessy and be entering the 7th season with the breezy, with the speed we missing Z's. Internationally, do as I please, not stopping me. On the M.I.C. a minor in consumption, long as they minor in consumption, there mightn't be corruption. All these kids are at a junction, that's crucial.
So I suppose it's like a through compose, just like a long form sort of tale or a story being told.
Construction, fuck these mumble rapping dumb shits constantly. Auto-tuning, they're bumbling, fucking bumpkins that don't know how to function. And put that in fucking conjunction with the self-induced destruction. When taking all that drug shit, we're trying to write instruction to those still in production. I'm sick of this seduction, teaching kids till malfunction their roads full of bumps.
Teaching kids to malfunction. He's been talking about mumble rap and stuff like that as well. I think he's got a few words to say about them.
Numerous fucking obstructions, fuck it.
Doesn't sound totally happy about everything.
To a fucking dungeon, scratch that. Attack. Right jab. That's that. Yeah, I'll borrow Wes's lab, put him in the trunk of a cab, then pull off like a scab out, tune out there. Babbling drab, give them a hook and a right jab. Teaching with a pen and a pad. Had them to pull up their pants and the numbers with their math. Help them change their name from Ludwig head back to James. Teach them school isn't lame, that is cool to entertain. But you don't need cocaine or all those bottles of champagne. Snot and riddling in the plane, oh break the fucking chain. You'll find me on the M.I.C. in the city, sipping Hennessy and be entering the 7th season with the breezy, with the speed, we missing Z's. Internationally, do as I please, no stopping me. On the M.I.C. them commit perjury, contractual.
So that's the hook there, I suppose. We have everything kind of just like to slow down a little bit, you know, have a lack of that bass and the drums there, return to that piano motif there with the filtering and all that. The airiness just to sort of absorb the main line.
Surgery, maximum invasive chirurgy, furthering dumb insurgency. Lock up your nursery, turn off the absurdity, rip out all the fucking circuitry. Your speakers sound the emergency. Fuck this moron that's in charge. I feel like life is always hard, no matter if you work a job that's 9 to 5 too close. Making all of them rolls, feeling like they on a roll. Rolling through those rolls, they rolls till they end up as CEO. Whoa.
So the last part, was he talking about even people like not particularly working fantastic jobs at the moment eventually becoming CEOs or something like that? Continuing to work on that and kind of make our way up the ladder? Because this is my conclusion of this track, M.I.C, my review of it by Archer, you know. What I think this track is about, I think it's about someone sort of trying to introduce themselves, talk about their own direction in a hip-hop and rap sort of game. Discussing a few of the different flavors like the mumble rap and all that kind of stuff there. There were some interesting lines there, like the shit on my chest is more like breasts or something like along that lines. The part about like sort of like going from like a lower kind of wage job is gonna like continue to grind up onto like a CEO position or something like that. The mic checks and everything like that, you know, exploring the 7 Cs. You get the impression that this is someone who does want to sort of further themselves, move forward in the industry, find a place and a name for themselves. It's really just trying to sort of get our names out there, our best foot forward, and trying to separate ourselves from a lot of the other musicians who are doing stuff we might not necessarily enjoy at this point in time. Trying to sort of express why we should be listened to as opposed to others. I think that's what this track is basically about. It's a first impressions and introduction to Archer, what they're all about, what they believe in, and what their kind of sort of like moral compass is like. I think the vocals were done well. I don't think I got all the words clearly, although that could have been because of like a slight accent from the vocalist. It's okay though. I did enjoy listening to him. The recording of the vocals, the production of it was solid, so there wasn't any issues with that front. It was nice and bright and crisp. The guy was confident with his performance there. He didn't stumble or stutter on his words. There were a lot of different changes in the flow, going between 8ths and 16ths and some sort of some triplet parts as well rhythmically, which is great. Not a lot of range there melodically, but that's fine. We didn't have any clean vocal parts, so that's okay. That's a given. I think that in addition to all that, I like when we had the kind of the mic check, the kind of faraway vocals with the EQ filtering on them to kind of make it sound like it was a guy on stage. I thought that was really cool how we did that at like the 2:10 mark or something like that. It was a nice switch up from what we had initially. With the track that he was rapping on top of, the main motif for like the pianos, the bass, and the drums and the strings on the side, they're a combination that works. It's going towards the latter half of the 2 to 4 minute sort of sweet spot with a lot of these singles nowadays, which is good as well. You know, we've got 3 verses in there, so that's quite a lot of material to go over in one sitting, but that's okay. I think we handled it well. We had a vocalist here who wanted to sort of get as much as he could across without overwhelming the listener, and we smashed that, I think. It was nice to have the piano come in one at a time and then have the strings to sort of like develop and bring it up slowly as opposed to throwing everything to the listener at once. It was nice to have the drums and the bass come in with a really sort of simple kind of root note aesthetic to that sub bass that allowed him to do whatever he wanted to on top of it. And it was good to have the vocals in the center, to have those kind of synths as the strings as a sub layer on the side, so a bit more gentle to kind of allow him to sort of have a bit more presence in the middle as the focal point. Yeah, it was great. And I think, again, just having the drums and the bass sort of come out and not be there when you have just him and the vocals is great as well, because it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm allowing him to have his moment, it's his time to shine. So that's cool. Get the main message communicated really clearly to the listener. You know, there's minimal variation to the percussion, and the strings had a thing that we repeated a few times, which was fine. And the piano had that melody there that kind of sounded sad. Kind of reminded me a lot of like the hip-hop from the 1990s to 2000s. You know, you had a refreshing lack of over-the-top sort of synthetic elements in this, which I appreciated. It seems a little bit, especially when you're trying to sort of seem a little bit more authentic, it can kind of be nice to have a bit less of that. The recording, mixing, and mastering on this track was good. You know, the vocals sounded nice and clear, recorded properly, solid takes. The bass and was, you know, nicely filtered and sidechained with the drums, the kicks coming in when it needed to, you know. The strings was panned to the right sides and probably filtered to like 150 to 200 hertz on the high pass filter. And the piano as well kind of sounded like it was coming through a radio filter or something like that, so that hung as well up in the upper area as a nice foil to everything else. It was nice and wide in the stereo field, no weird resonances in the frequency spectrum. It's very professionally mixed and mastered. I'm really happy with the production side of things. Nice and loud without pumping. All in all, this is a really good start. A really good start for Archer, because this is my review of this track, M.I.C. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please go check out their various social medias and their Spotify page, and stay cool and stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I will catch you in the next review. Spiderhands Out.